NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Snow began falling early this morning in counties in the west and northwestern parts of the state primarily. It's snowing in Boone and in the southern part of western North Carolina. There's a winter storm warning for Graham, Swain, Haywood, Madison, Yancey, Mitchell, and Avery counties, among others. 3 to 5 inches of snow could fall in the higher ridges. Most of the snow outside of the mountains will fall in the northwest Piedmont. WSOC's Vicki Graff is in Blowing Rock.
It's cold and it's windy, and that's been blowing some of this snow around plants. That's where we're seeing the snow stick right now, but not so much on the sidewalks or even the roads. As we head into the next couple of hours, though, as Keith mentioned, we are expecting several inches of snow here in the high country. So while the roads are wet right now, we haven't seen too many problems, but that could be a big issue as we go throughout the day.
The suspect in the Austin serial bombing is dead. Police say the suspect was a 24-year-old white male, but they cannot name him publicly right now. Austin Police Chief says that they don't know whether the suspect may have planted any more bombs. Brian Manley.
We don't know whether he was on his way to deliver another bomb. It is obvious that he had one with him, and that's the one that he detonated in the vehicle as we approached.
Altogether, 2 people were killed and several others injured. 1 officer sustained minor injuries when the suspect blew himself up. The North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality Science Advisory Board gathered this week in Raleigh for its latest review of Gen X research in the push for establishing its recommendation for an upper limit health goal of Gen X in the water supply in the state. Dr. Jamie Bartram is chairman of the board and tells WECT News.
The main thing that concerns me is the sense of urgency that we hear each time we meet from the public, and I think there is an obligation to move as fast as we possibly can.
And lawmakers will meet in Raleigh today about school safety. You're listening to NCN News.
I'm Patrick Johnson with this week's Undaunted ECU Spotlight, and it shines on men's tennis redshirt sophomore Austin Allen from Asheboro High School. This aspiring physician is majoring in biochemistry and was recently awarded a prestigious internship with the East Carolina Heart Institute. Actively involved in the community, Allen is also president of ECU's Student Athlete Advisory Committee. East Carolina celebrates Austin Allen and all of our undaunted student athletes. For the latest on ECU athletics, visit ECUPirates.com.
A Democrat in the governor's mansion, an unconventional Republican in the White House, new state, House, and Senate election maps, all important factors for politics and public policy in North Carolina. What does it all mean? Carolina Journal has the answers, available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Facebook is coming under new scrutiny from investors and users following the revelation that information was improperly gathered for possible political purposes from 50 million users. CBS News correspondent Anne-Marie Green has the latest.
Federal investigators are looking into Facebook's apparent mishandling of data for more than 50 million users. Cambridge Analytica, a British consulting firm that worked with the Trump campaign, collected the information in an effort to sway voters. Yesterday, Cambridge Analytica suspended CEO Alexander Nix after his comments about the election to an undercover reporter were made public.
3 people face charges in connection with the theft of appliances from some 70 homes in multiple counties. Nash County Sheriff's investigator Jeff Sherrod spoke to reporters about how they cracked the case.
These cases originally started out where we were getting a lot of break-ins to houses that were up for sale, that were on the realtors' websites, where you could go in and look at what the inside of the residence looks like.
Authorities are searching for a missing fisherman whose boat was found partially submerged in Jones County. Officials haven't identified the man. San Francisco becomes the largest U.S. city to have a ban on fur sales.
The fur prohibition was unanimously approved by the Board of Supervisors. The legislation goes into effect next year, but retailers have until January of 2020 to sell off existing inventory. Animal advocates say the ban reflects the city's kind and progressive values, but retailers say it's yet another burden on small businesses. San Francisco joins other California cities, Berkeley and West Hollywood, in prohibiting the sale of fur coats and accessories containing real fur. Larry Sharoni for CBS News, San Francisco.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
ABC News. I'm Jim Ryan in Round Rock, Texas.
The suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle, knocking one of our SWAT officers back, and one of our SWAT officers fired at the suspect as well. The suspect is deceased.
Austin Police Chief Brian Manley says evidence in the last day and a half pointed toward a person of interest, and the continuing investigation transformed that man into a suspect. This morning, in this community just north of Austin, the string of bombings that began on March 2nd came to an end when the suspect blew himself up inside a vehicle as police moved in. Or did it come to an end? Local and federal officials have urged the people of this community not to let their guard down.
When something is out of place, you need to say something. You need to call 911 and report it. We need your help.
Jessica Robledo is the police chief in Pflugerville, the community where the 24-year-old suspect is thought to have lived. By the end of this day, the medical examiner in Austin may have released the name of this suspect. I'm Jim Ryan, ABC News in Travis County, Texas. Now with more news, here's Sherry Preston.
Strong storms are whipping both sides of the country this morning. In the east, it's nor'easter number 4 in the last few weeks. Over 3,300 flights have been canceled. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano.
I think, again, we're going to see tree damage and power outages with this system, but unlike the last one, the roads will likely be worse this time around.
Some places in the northeast could get more than a foot of snow. On the west coast, it's rain. Lots of it, setting off flood and mudslide fears in Southern California. This woman is in Ventura County.
They put up the freeway barriers. They've been working nonstop. There's sandbags everywhere.
As questions swirl around data security at Facebook, staffers from the company are due on Capitol Hill today. A Senate aide confirming to ABC News the Senate Intelligence Committee staff meeting will be meeting with Facebook staff. The Fed this afternoon expected to announce its first interest rate hike of the year. You're listening to ABC News.
Doors are being slammed in your face, and bad credit is holding you back from buying a house, car, even getting a credit card. $99 can put your credit back to a 720 or higher. That's right, just $99. Bankruptcy, tax liens, judgments, and even late pays can be removed from credit reports by calling the Giving Days Foundation. A nonprofit organization is here to help. Federal law allows you to challenge each and every item on your credit report. We'll recalculate your personal credit score for only $99 and repair your personal credit for free. Just be one of the first 10 callers. Take our personal credit challenge. Get your credit score to a 720. 800-482-4094. Call now to recalculate your personal credit score for only $99 and repair your personal credit for free. Call now. 800-482-4094. Don't miss this great free credit repair. Just be one of the first 10 callers. 800-482-4094.
President Trump coming under some criticism for his call congratulating Russian President Vladimir Putin on his election win. ABC's Cecilia Vega.
That did not sit well with Republican Senator John McCain. He bashed the president, saying an American president does not lead the free world by congratulating dictators on winning sham elections. The White House refused to say whether the Russian election was fair.
We don't get to dictate how other countries operate.
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says the two leaders did not discuss another story that's made international headlines, Russia's apparent role in the UK poison attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter.
We're also learning more about the deadly crash of a self-driving Uber car in Arizona. ABC's Alex Stone has some of the details.
Police in Tempe say, contrary to some reporting, fault in the case has not yet been determined, and prosecutors will decide if criminal charges are warranted. The National Transportation Safety Board is in Tempe now and investigating. It's unknown why the Uber vehicle didn't stop when the victim who was hit and killed was in front of it. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The city of San Francisco is suing the website Home Advisor. The district attorney there says when Home Advisor says that everyone on its site undergoes background checks, guess what? It's a lie. They say the only people that actually undergo background checks are the owner of the business. Workers at each business are never checked. This is ABC News.
Do you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in taxes? The government now has tax debt relief programs in place, and you have rights. Call tax representation today. Has the IRS threatened to freeze your bank accounts, take your home, your cars, and garnish your wage? We are the industry experts with negotiating with the IRS, and one of the very few that has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. We'll contact the IRS the same day, putting a stop to bank levies and wage garnishments. Call 800-295-1046. That's 800-295-1046.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed, 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon, and this kills all. 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. That fish box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
Unsettled weather looking likely overnight tonight. Scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. It will be breezy and chilly tonight with low temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll have cloudy skies Wednesday with some scattered showers around. It will be breezy with highs cooler than today in the upper 40s. And then Wednesday night, mostly cloudy skies and turning colder with low temperatures down into the middle 30s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Well, a little wintertime activity before springtime turns again. Tonight, we're looking at cold weather and gusty winds. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs around 56 and wind gusting 21 miles per hour, dropping back to 33 again tomorrow night. Then Friday, highs around 56, gusting winds to 14 miles per hour, isolated showers Friday night, only about 20%. Then on Saturday, we're looking for mostly cloudy skies with a 50-50 chance of scattered showers, highs around 51. Sunday, scattered showers, highs around 59, and a 40% chance of showers. Looks like we got showers in the forecast all the way through the first of the week, but no snow. We did not get any snow, at least down here in this part of the county. 38 degrees right now in cloudy skies as we face this wonderful Wednesday morning. I'm happy to report this morning we do not have any death announcements to report. That's always good news. 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. Do want to remind you, however, a couple of things coming up. The Volunteer Rutherford is seeking nominations for exceptional volunteers throughout Rutherford County. Nominees can be from any organization that utilizes volunteers. Nominees will be invited to an awards banquet and dinner on April 19th. Nominations forms can be picked up at Rutherford County Habitat Restore or at any public library in the county. For more information, please call Habitat at 828-248-3178. That's, again, 248-3178 for applications or any questions about nominating somebody for volunteering. Keep this in mind, mark this date down, Saturday, April 14th, Police Awareness Day, Long Branch Road Baptist Church. From 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. There'll be a spaghetti dinner. That costs of $10 at the door. And spaghetti, salad, bread, drink, and all the other things to go with it. All proceeds will go to the local police departments. This event is to bring awareness to the lack of police brutality in our community. This is part of my senior project. Thank you in advance for your support. This is Stephanie Roach putting this together. And that is coming up again April the 14th, Saturday, April 14th at Long Branch Road. American Legion Post 74 does bingo every Thursday night. Doors open at 6 o'clock. If you contact them, you can call 395-2223 or contact them at American Legion 74 at att.net. Food available first Thursday of every month, and food is available for doing bingo, and first Thursday of every month is Big Night there at the American Legion Post. First Baptist Church in Spindale, March 23rd and 24th, that's this weekend. Free clothes giveaway, all sorts and sizes. New women's shoes, size 7 to 11. Household goods, toys, and books. And free breakfast available as long as it lasts. That is the First Baptist Church, Spindale, March 23rd and 24th. Easter Jubilee celebrating under the tent at Chase Baptist Church, March 25th through the April 1st. They'll have services each day and each evening. Guest speakers, Evangelist Frank Shivers and Dr. Lon Chenoweth. Eddie Jolly and Trip Biggerstaff will also be speaking. That's some of the things to highlight on your calendar for the next few days as Easter time is getting closer and closer. Rush Limbaugh Morning Update is next.
Okay, a bunch of liberal groups, including the ACLU, are accusing ICE of targeting immigration activists, not just illegal immigrants, because in over 20 cases, ICE arrested or fined the activists. And they complained the agency only found out about them because of their activism. Now, one of the offended activists told NPR, we're always at the marches and we're giving interviews without fear of what could happen to us. He says that ICE going against activists is a way to intimidate the whole community. Some groups are now suing ICE, claiming to be victims of this targeting. ICE says, no, we're not targeting activists. We're targeting everybody who violates immigration law, and they are subject to arrest and deportation. So let's summarize. Individuals enter America illegally. They form groups, join with others who entered America illegally, and then they decide to go public. They go on TV, radio, have their names splashed all over the drive-by media to advocate that others who broke the law get away with it. And finally, when ICE shows up to arrest them, they start whining and moaning to the media that they're being targeted. Not only do they want sympathy, they want to cash in with a lawsuit against the Americans who enforce our laws. If this weren't so brazenly asinine, it would be almost funny. But when it comes to arresting activists, I'm all for it. Put them all in jail and shut them up, because frankly, I'm tired of hearing about them. My friends, if you own land, you know that spring is the best time of year to get work done on your property. Now, during the month of March, my good friends at Mahindra have special red tag savings on the toughest tractors and utility vehicles on earth. During the Mahindra Red Tag Sale, enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties will come standard. So get the most out of your land and your budget with Mahindra's Spring Red Tag Savings. You'll see why 98% of Mahindra owners would recommend one to a neighbor. Learn more about rugged Mahindra utility vehicles and the world's #1 selling tractor at MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com. That's eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
Christian Faith Publishing is looking for Christian authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Christian Faith Publishing reviews each and every book submitted to them, and they give you their feedback. And if they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So whether you've written an inspirational work, a novel, a children's book, poetry, or a biography, and want to get it published, you need to call Christian Faith Publishing and do it immediately.
Call 800-505-5418 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-505-5418. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-505-5418. That's 800-505-5418. Work with a publisher who shares your core Christian values of integrity and honesty. Call Christian Faith Publishing at 800-505-5418 for your free author submission kit.
Listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes live every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. If you have questions about taxes, taxation, or tax law, call the studio at 287-3356 or call me at 289-9300. I'll try to answer your question on the air.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
It's fertilizer time, and if it is, you need to head toward Farmer's Friend, the Feed, Seed, and Supply, LLC. Fertilizer time, 10-10-10. Get $9.49 for a 50-pound bag. $366 per ton It's $17.17 for $12.19 for a 50-pound. Also in stock, red Pontiac seed potatoes, Kennebec seed potatoes, Yukon Gold seed potatoes, onion set available. Yep, it's all there at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed and Supply. And Wednesday, April 4th, 1:30 to 2 is Fish Day. Pre-order large orders Wednesday, April the 4th at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed and Supply, 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton, right across the road here from the Mighty 590.
When William Graham was in a New Mexico cantina, supposedly the local female singer gave him a nickname that he used for the rest of his life. It was Curly Bill Brocious. Curly Bill was a mean drunk, and since he was drunk much of the time, he was mean much of the time. In 1880, he killed Tombstone's Marshal Fred White. Fortunately, Marshal White's dying words indicated it was an accident. As a member of Tombstone's Clanton gang, he enjoyed taking over saloons and making everyone undress and dance a jig. In 1881, Curly Bill was drinking heavily when he had an encounter with Deputy Sheriff Billy Breckenridge, the climax of which Billy shot Curly Bill in the neck. Now, here is where the Curly Bill Brocious legend goes in many directions. One says that Curly Bill left Arizona after being shot. But according to Wyatt Earp, on March 21, 1882, after the OK Corral shootout, the shooting of Virgil Earp, and 4 days after Morgan Earp was killed, a posse led by Wyatt encountered Curly Bill and some of his cohorts. While Wyatt's long coat was being filled with holes, Wyatt killed Curly Bill with 2 blasts from his shotgun. Again, legend says that Curly Bill went west and years later learned of his death at the hands of Wyatt when he passed through Tombstone on his way to Texas. Another says Doc Holliday killed him. Yet another says he went to Mexico, got married, and became a rancher. No matter what happened to Curly Bill Brocious, it is for sure that after March of 1882, no one in Arizona had to strip and dance at the point of his gun. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
17 minutes after 7 o'clock here this Wednesday morning. Let's go to the phones now and find out what's been happening in the past 24 hours around our area. Corporal Green is on the radio with me right now from the Sheriff's Department. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. Tell us what's been going on.
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 160 calls. We've made 7 arrests, and we currently have 171 in jail. On the incident reports, we have Temple Baptist Church in Ellenboro, who reported reckless driving to endanger, damaged personal property, and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. It looks like their grass and gravel was damaged, and they valued it at about $1,000 worth of damage. A Harrence Lee Cordell of Weeks Road and a Anna Cordell Hicks, same address, reported 2 vehicles stolen, a red Ford Ranger rollback, 1981 model, and a 2001 blue Ford Ranger. The River Bend at Lake Lure off Bills Creek Road reported injury to personal or real property. Looks like their gate arm was damaged. And a Michael Austin Stanley of Main Street in Mooresboro reported breaking and entering felony, larceny after breaking and entering, and injury to real property. Looks like a 52-inch flat screen TV was stolen, a 32-inch flat screen TV, some drop cords, assorted women's clothing, a door frame was damaged, I believe, during the breaking and entering, and a space heater was stolen. And the arrest reports, we have a criminal summons was served on a Buffy Christine Elliott from Perennial Gardens in Rutherford. That criminal summons was for contributing to delinquency, injury to real property, and reckless driving to endanger. A Randy Michelle Baker was served with a show cause. And a Julius Tyrone Miller was arrested for a warrant for obtaining property by worthless check. He received a $500 unsecured bond. And that's all I have for you, sir.
Corporal Green, thanks so very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Sheriff's reporting in this morning. We'll get the 911 report after this.
One of the hottest things going on in automobile world today is the fuel-efficient Ford Escape from Sisk Family Ford. You get more value for your money with a Ford Escape, and you'll appreciate the comfort and the value in this remarkable automobile. Try one on for comfort today at Sisk Family Ford, and whenever you need top-of-the-line service on any automobile you own, be sure to bring it to the experts at Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Candy is up next with a report from the Communications Center, Wednesday morning report. Candy, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 491 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 35 for EMS, 17 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 160, Forest City had 70, Rutherford had 41, Lake Lure had 8, and Spindle had 43. Our fire calls, Boston responded to a motor vehicle accident, and Cherry Mountain to a motor vehicle accident. That's all we had.
Thanks, Candy. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. You talk about state-of-the-art. Well, let me tell you, Jimmy Ellenberg at Ellenberg's Garage in Gilkey has a new state-of-the-art four-wheel alignment machine. If your car has a shaking or shimmering problem, take it to the pros at Ellenberg's Garage. You'll be back on the road in no time with a smooth ride. All size cars and trucks it'll work on. It's the newest one out there, and Ellenberg's Garage has it. And they also can get you ready for hot weather driving with air conditioning repair. Don't suffer through it this summer because Ellenberg is just right up the road. If you need a transmission flush or new tires, it's all at your one-stop, locally owned and locally run Ellenberg's Garage. I don't think Jimmy will mind if I do this, so here goes. Mention my name or WCAB and get $10 off. I like to support our local businesses, so we've made arrangements to give you $10 off your mechanical work at Ellenberg's Garage. That's 110 Lowing Mill Road across from the old Gilkey School. That phone number is 287-7996. Here's Ruby Taylor with the SDO report. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
Tell us what's been going on.
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls. And on birthday counter, I've got Eva Lou Connor and Victoria Hambrick having birthdays, and hope these people have a nice day. Signs are in the neck today and going to the Arms tomorrow. And, Jim, that's all I got.
Enjoy your day, Ruby. I'll see you next time.
Okay, you too, and
Bye.
bye-bye.
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. When you want some sound facts about better hearing, go talk with Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear in Forest City. Boy, she can really help you walk through the process of deciding what's best for you. Millions of satisfied Miracle Ear customers worldwide, and there's no better respected or well-known brand in hearing aids than Miracle Ear. A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. So just schedule your free hearing test by calling Lisa at 368-4126. You may want to ask about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0 with the advanced technology. Boy, that's high-def sound quality, adapts to your surroundings automatically, zeroes in on conversations while reducing distracting background noise. There's so many features you'll appreciate about Miracle Ear. Forest City office is at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. Shelby office is at 1506 East Dixon Boulevard. Check it out real soon. Here's Steve now up at Rumbling Ball with our Wednesday morning report. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Jim. It's a crisp, kind of breezy morning here, 40 degrees. Wacky March weather.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is. Last night we got a thunderstorm, and it was a pretty powerful thunderstorm. In all, we got about an inch and a half of rain, I think. So over the duration of the rain events here in the last 36 hours. So everything's nice and pretty.
No snow, though, right?
No, sir. I'm looking actually towards the mountains, and I don't see anything there either at 40 degrees here. And I don't know where the snow line ended, but I'm sure some folks got some pretty eventful snow up north from us. Lake Lure the town of Lake Lure did a robocall last night to all of those who are affected, because everybody was getting ready to put their boats back in the water because the water levels were coming up. But now they have announced that they're going to reduce the level of the lake another 6 feet for about a week as they repair a manhole cover that was leaking water somehow. So that needs to be done, and so folks that are listening and haven't received the call yet, you're going to need to wait another week before you can get, at least a week, probably longer, before you can get your boats back in the water. So, and there's a lot of folks that were getting ready to have their boats launched
I bet.
at their docks. So all over. So I'm sure that's going to affect a lot of people and their plans, but that's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, at least it wasn't last week when we had all the rowers here, and it could have been very impactful in a negative way.
So they're going to lower it another foot, you said?
6 feet.
6 feet. Wow.
Yes, sir. So
that's pretty deep.
Yeah, that is. That's probably going to be lower than the water levels where they were when it was all the way down. So,
yeah.
Well, we'll see.
And how long will it take for them to do the repair work, and then they have to raise it back up? So we're talking about another month or two, are we?
Well, we're talking about a week for the repair, and then another. It depends on how much rain we get. Several days before the lake gets where it needs to be before people can start launching.
Mm-hmm.
So those plans are going to be on hold for a little bit.
Well, people just have to be patient.
Yes, sir. That's just the way of the has to be done. So anyway, Bills Creek Fire Department, they're putting on a St. Patrick's Day dinner in case you didn't get your fill of St. Patrick's Day last week. This Saturday, March 24th at 4 p.m. They're at the community center here off of McDaniels Road. We have a corned beef dinner with all the fixings. It's $12 for adults, $6 for children, and so carry-out's available. So there's, I'm sure it'll be some good eating. And at the White House Community Center this Saturday at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., they're going to have a breakfast. So if you go hungry Saturday, it's going to be your fault. But it's going to be at their community center, and adults $6 and children 6 to 12, $3, and under 6 get to eat free. And there's everything is on the menu. So there's a lot of good cooking, a lot of good eating coming up this Saturday. So you might not get to put your boat in the water, but you can eat good.
Nothing like living in good old Rutherford County. There's always
there you
plenty
go.
of food around here.
I'm telling you the truth. Good place to live.
We're glad you're here.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
All right. Anything else going on?
No, that's enough for us. We'll just hold our own with all that and get the information out.
All right, Steve, I appreciate you very much. You have a great day up there.
All right, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Steve there at the Gatehouse, the Rumbling Ball Security. It's 28 past 7, and we are at 38 degrees.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
A lot of folks enjoy that healthy eating over at Gregory's, that grilled chicken with the roasted vegetables on top of it, along with some other good things. That is good. I like that as well. I enjoy their salad bar. One Trip Salad Bar does it for me. Don't eat enough to go to 2 or 3 times, but One Trip is good. Sometimes I like to top it off with their delicious onion rings. But whatever you deserve or desire on your plate, you can find it at Gregory's, perfectly cooked. And the service is outstanding. If you're going out for lunch today or dinner tonight, may I suggest Gregory's? Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton. Let's say hello to Bob Hodge this morning. He's up at Hudlow. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good hump day morning.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you. Did you get any stormy weather over your house last night?
Yeah, we had a little lightning and thunder and rain during the night there, and it's damp and cool up here this morning.
Yeah. You know, if we had a storm, I didn't know it. Apparently, it didn't come up my house because my dog seemed to stay pretty calm last night. And,
yeah. Well, I just saw it lightning a time or two earlier last night, but other than that, it didn't storm too bad. It just moved through pretty fast, but it's really cool off to what we've been having the last few days there. So, looks like we're having some snow up in the mountains there this morning. So,
yeah, spring snow.
Yeah, looks like they say it's continue that way off and on all day today, and maybe tonight. So. Maybe it'll stay up that way. We don't need it this time of year.
Well, I'm sure the students around Appalachian University and Western Carolina, they're probably enjoying it this morning.
Oh, yeah. But they ain't having nothing like they say they're going to get up towards Washington and Baltimore, Pennsylvania, up that way. Another snowstorm, it looks like, moving up the coast there.
Right.
So they can get up to a foot of snow. That's a lot of snow here for this time of year.
It is, yeah. Nor'easter coming through.
Yeah. Jim, up here with the fire department, it's been quiet during the night. Just thanks to the medical call, and that's all we've had, and no fire or wreck calls. So maybe it'll stay pretty quiet weather's up here today. And Jim, I hope you have a good day, and you take care, and I'll be talking to you in the morning.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that very much. You enjoy your day as well, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye. 32 minutes after 7 o'clock here tonight on our sports schedule. We got a couple of racing talk shows, All-Tel Pit Reporters at 7 o'clock tonight. Then it's primetime in the ACC. They'll get us up to date on who's playing who coming up this weekend. That's at 8 o'clock. And then Fast Talk is 9 o'clock, all right here on the most sports for the foothills, WCAB. When your name's on the business, you want to do it right. You got to live up to that reputation of keeping that name good. That's what Hutchins Pest Control does. They do it right. Honest, dependable, and on-time service. Hutchins Pest Control was voted best in the business 8 years in a row. They appreciate the confidence you placed in them. They promise to continue being the best they can be in the pest control business. So if you see one little creature, you know there's more back in the back somewhere there. So why don't you let Hutchins Pest Control take care of it for you? No need to get alarmed. Just call them at 287-5171. They'll be right out and take care of that problem for you. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control. Again, that number is 287-5171. Sue Price is up next from the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am indeed.
Good. Well, we had some rain last night, and a little thunder and lightning, but it's kind of calm this morning for the time being. And let's see, the fire department had one wreck call, and on my church calendar got an anniversary for David and Evelyn Ray, so I hope they'll have a good day. And on my personal calendar, I got a birthday for Reverend Ron Brower, so hope he'll have a good day. And First Fairview has a birthday for Joan Ribano. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing her name right, but I hope she'll have a good day today. And nothing on for Sprouts today, so not too many celebrating, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a good day. And in my announcements, there's a revival coming up at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church up in beautiful Golden Valley. Starts Sunday, April the 8th, be 11 a.m. service and 6 p.m. service. And then Monday, April 9th through Wednesday, April the 11th, it starts at 7 p.m. Pastor Robbie Hensley of Goods Grove Baptist Church in Mosboro will be doing the service. And Reverend Roop and the congregation invites everyone to attend. Saturday, April the 7th from 4 to 8 p.m. There will be a smoked chicken and pulled pork supper at Hopewell Hollis Clubhouse. Adults are $10, children 6 to 12, $5, and under 6 is free. Saturday, March 24th, Golden Valley Community Club Project Roadside Cleanup. And we'd like to give a special invitation to the teenagers needing volunteer hours to come up and help with this. So meet at the clubhouse at 8 o'clock. And so far, I believe that's the only announcement I have, Jim. It's quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks very much, Sue. You enjoy your day as well.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
7:35 as we continue moving around the county to find out what else is going on. We'll get back to the phone calls in just a moment.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our
McCurry Deck GMC.
We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. Well, the Kelly Report is next, and that comes all the way from Union Mills, North Carolina, down the pipeline right here to WCAB. Good morning, Brenda Kelly.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing just fine on this, wonderful wet Wednesday.
Wonderful wet Wednesday, it sure is.
But we hope everybody's doing okay and feeling good today. I've got 36 degrees on the front porch. I had a half an inch of rain. We had a little thunderstorm to come through last night. And birthdays today, I've got Deborah Sheehan, Ed Brown, John Upton, Janice Davis, and Greg Curtis. Don't have any on Rand Hill, so we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. Ways of announcements. We got a country breakfast buffet Saturday, March the 24th, 7 to 10 a.m., White House Community Center. And this is on Painters Gap Road in Union Mills. Adults is $6, children 6 to 12, $3, under 6 free. They've got all kind of good food to eat, and all proceeds go to the upkeep of the building and grounds, and they thank you for your support. You can rent their building for family functions for $50 a day if you can contact Maria Durkett at 828-288-6271 or Louis Gordon at 828-545-7161, and they'll let you know what dates they got available. I still hadn't heard anything from the Union Mills Learning Center about when this music and supper's supposed to be, so I hope somebody will let me know, but so far they hadn't.
We usually get something on that as well, but we don't have anything on our folder about that at all, so I don't know who's responsible for looking after that, but
I don't know either, but it's got the wrong date because it says Friday, March the 2nd, so I guess I could ride over there and see what they got on their billboard.
You shouldn't have to do that, though.
No, I shouldn't, but I guess I could.
It's got March the 2nd?
Yeah, March the 2nd. It says Union Mills Learning Center, 6495 Hudlow Road, Union Mills, Friday, March the 2nd, 7 p.m., Wiregrass, and then the mill and all that, And so Friday, March the 2nd, way done past.
That's long ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's long ago. Well,
it's almost April the 2nd.
Yeah, really.
But maybe somebody will let me know. And I don't go that way. Hardly ever do I go down Highway 221. And in order to see what's on the billboard, that's where I'd have to go. I always go and cut across Boy Scout Road and go out Rock Road when I go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
A little out of the way for you to go through Union Mills, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't like Highway 221. It's too busy. It's dangerous. So.
Well, people.
I avoided it if I can.
Everybody's going somewhere.
That's exactly right.
Some of them know
and
where
in a big hurry to get there.
That's right. And some of them know where they're going, and some of them don't.
That's exactly right.
So you ready for another day, and got things under control? Got your day planned out?
Yeah, I got things under control. I built me a little fire a while ago. It was a little bit cool, so I built me a fire.
Good.
Got it going, and I'll just enjoy the day.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, you have a good one. Catch you later.
Thanks, Brenda. 40 minutes after 7 o'clock as we make our circle. We'll get to Ellenboro in just a moment. More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. All right, if he's still awake over there, we'll go talk with Luther Gilligan. He's in Ellenboro this morning, got his hands on all the pulse of the community, and he's going to tell us what's been happening with the fire department. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning. He's away right now. Probably staying with the kids falling asleep.
Falling asleep already?
Well, he's been up 20 minutes.
Well,
time to go back to bed.
Well, it's about nap time then, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's been up since about 10 after 4.
Mm. Well,
get up, get something done. Sit in the chair and go back to sleep.
That's good.
It's quiet more there, though. Looks like it's still a little cloudy. Got a good rain yesterday. Flooded the low bottoms. Made mud holes bigger. It's quiet. It's more, well, part of they out on medical call now. They one medical call. He's out on one now. Other than that, everything else is going good down there. Just nothing happened. But I'm going to invite everybody to history hunt next Sunday afternoon. Sunday evening or whatever. 6 o'clock. Bethel Church Family Library there. And everybody's invited that the whole time. Invited out there. Come on down and have a good time there. Yes, it won't always have birthday. Luke Earls, he's having one today, so he has a great day and enjoys his day. And Jim, there's nothing else going on around here. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You said the fire department's out on a call now?
Yeah.
Yeah. House fire?
Call now.
Yeah, okay. All right, man. You have a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
See ya. And you catch Luther for the afternoon report from Ellenboro as well. Well, it's time to be thinking about spring sprucing up, spring cleaning, and doing things nice around the house you've been waiting on till winter passed and spring is coming. Well, head to Southern Carpet and get some ideas from them. They got a storehouse full of ideas, rolls and rolls of carpet, and they got sample blocks of floor covering. They got all kinds of linoleum, all kinds of floor covering. That Target flooring is absolutely beautiful and resilient. They got all kinds of carpet that you would love to have in your home. And you can get something for your have something that works with your budget right now if you'll go to Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street, right across from North State Gas. Give them a call if you like at 245-0310. But you can call your birthdays in if you want to get to birthdays called into us. Phone lines are clear at 287-3356, 287-3356.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Hey, moms and dads and grandparents, right after school today, take your kiddos by drop-in food stores and get them one of those For Real milkshakes. They have the new flavored Sour Patch Red Berry right now, and all milkshakes are only $2.98. And they're really fascinating to watch how they work those. They can do them themselves. And for the month of March, the drop-in is featuring their delicious chicken wraps. That's golden fried chicken strips with your choice of honey mustard or ranch dressing, and you've got a great snack or a great meal. This month only, wraps are on sale for only $2.19 or get two for $4.25. And for breakfast right now, if you're hungry, delicious liver musk biscuit for only 99 cents. Top it off with a hot cup of 12-ounce S&D coffee for only 99 cents. You got your great breakfast for just $1.98. Only a drop-in. They're close by. Come on, drop in. Birthdays and anniversaries can be called in 287-3356. Looking around doing some new kitchen cabinets, are you, at your house? Bring your ideas over to Henson Building Material. Boy, what a variety of choices they have, and with expert help to go with it, I'm talking. Looking to change some light fixtures in your home, maybe in the den or the playroom? Bring your ideas to Henson Building Material. They have beautiful varieties and expert help to go with it. Now, if you are a do-it-yourself kind of person, you need Henson Building Materials professionals to offer you suggestions and help along the way. Sometimes we don't like to think we need help, but sometimes we run into something we're not sure exactly what would go best here. We'll talk to them at Henson. They'll be glad to answer your questions. The folks at Henson's take a lot of pride in their showroom design center, and they love to help you decide what's best for your home and your budget. Not only should you compare prices, but compare quality before you buy anyplace else. At Henson's Building Material, you get quick in and out, hassle-free service. And listen, should they not have your item in stock, they can sure buddy get it for you. They keep a full supply of shingles, full variety of paints, water heaters, and so much more. They can even cut keys for home and auto, including the chip keys. Henson Building Material. They're more than just a lumber yard. They're on Duke Street, Forest City, open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturday. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Kristen Shuford and Gracie Shuford. They're twins, 11 years old. They're students at Ellenboro School. E.J. Crowder is 16. He's a student at East High School. Brendan Waters, he works over at Lifestyle over there at the Rehab Center. Dot Allen of Sandy Mush is 86 today. She's also celebrating a birthday. We wish her a happy. And let's see, who else on the 21st? We have Deborah Sheehan, Ed Brown, John Upton, and Janice Davis, all having birthdays today. So happy birthday to all you folks. And those who call in will be in the drawing for the cake, not cake anymore, it's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Coming up straight ahead.
No doubt you have seen a car bumper sticker that started out honk if, and then there was some kind of a phrase describing what you should honk about. Of course, what happened is that people forgot the sticker on their bumper, and when someone honked, they would get mad at the person for honking. There's a type of bird that also does a lot of honking, but they seem to do it for good reasons. The sandhill cranes fly great distances, even across continents. How can they do it? Where do they get that kind of stamina and endurance? First, they regularly bring new birds into the leadership positions. Secondly, they choose birds that can tolerate the wind and turbulence at the front of the flock. And then, while the leader birds are giving all their effort to cut a path through the air, the other birds in the pattern are honking their encouragement and affirmation. That sure sounds like a good system, doesn't it? I believe it would work well in the community groups, businesses, churches, and clubs. I especially like the part where the ones who are not leading are honking encouragement to the one who is. Leadership is not easy. It requires insight, motivational skills, decisiveness, and courage. Trying to keep the rest of the flock happy and contented with where the leader is going and the role each one is to play requires great skill and fortitude. To find a flock that is contented enough to be in the pattern and honk out their affirmation and encouragement is indeed a blessing. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
And congratulations going out to Dot Allen this morning of Sandy Mush. Dot's 86. She just won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. We'll have that certificate over by here, Dot, so stop by and pick that up, and I know you will enjoy the donuts. Now, coming up the next hour, we have, of course, the news from here and there at 8:30 this morning. Word of Faith speaks out, 8:30 right here live from the studio.
Sun dries up the sea. Until then, I'll always be devoted to you. I'll be yours through endless time. I'll adore your charm sublime. Yes, by now you know that I'm devoted to you. I'll never hurt you, I'll never lie, I'll never be untrue. I'll never give you reason to cry. I'd be unhappy if you were blue. Through the years our love will grow. Like a river it will flow. It can't die because I'm so devoted to you. On a weekend past, I wouldn't have had time to get home and marry that baby of mine. So I went to the chaplain, and he authorized me to send for my ebony eyes. My ebony eyes was coming to me from out of the skies on flight 1203. In an hour
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. It's snowing in the mountains and Piedmont regions of North Carolina this morning. Brandon Locklear is a meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Raleigh.
We're still seeing snow that is extending back over the North Carolina foothills. There's even a band of showers all the way over upstate South Carolina where it's a little bit warmer. But the big thing here is that, the actual precipitation rates are really light. So we're not going to have that real heavy burst that we saw with the last event. And that should keep the snow accumulations down.
The suspected Austin bomber is dead after blowing himself up inside his vehicle this morning. The confrontation happened during a pursuit on I-35 in Round Rock, north of Austin. The bomber detonated the device as SWAT team members closed in. Omar Villafranca has more.
They don't know if he had mailed other bombs, and they're out there, out in the community. They also don't know if this person was working alone, and that if his death is going to set this other possible suspect off. So they just want to make sure that everybody is still vigilant and on their toes.
Congress is up against another Friday deadline to pass a $1.3 trillion spending bill. CBS News contributor and Washington Post correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
They're supposed to be off starting next week for a 2-week Easter break, but there are significant disagreements still over immigration policy, over some other potential changes in health care policy.
North Carolina lawmakers are sitting down today in Raleigh to get information about school safety and student safety in the aftermath of the Florida school shooting before recommending what changes their colleagues should support. 2 growing craft breweries are suing over a North Carolina law that makes them turn over distribution to another company once they've sold more than 25,000 barrels in a year. You're listening to NCN News.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Use promo code HAPPY for up to $250 in savings when purchasing a mattress, foundation, and sleep protector. That's tomorrowsleep.com promo code HAPPY.
I'm Patrick Johnson with this week's Undaunted ECU Spotlight, and it shines on men's tennis redshirt sophomore Austin Allen from Asheboro High School. This aspiring physician is majoring in biochemistry and was recently awarded a prestigious internship with the East Carolina Heart Institute. Actively involved in the community, Allen is also president of ECU's Student Athlete Advisory Committee. East Carolina celebrates Austin Allen and all of our undaunted student athletes. For the latest on ECU athletics, visit ECUPirates.com.
Weather-weary residents are bracing for the 4th nor'easter in 3 weeks. DeMarco Morgan is in Hagerstown, Maryland this morning.
For millions in the Northeast, the second day of spring feels a lot like the height of winter.
I don't think we can handle another nor'easter.
It's the 4th nor'easter in less than 3 weeks.
It's trying, it's cold, it's a lot of work, it's testing our patience.
More than 250,000 customers lost power in New England during the last storm. And with more wet and heavy snow piling up, the fear is that outages may be widespread again. Today, parts of New York could see up to a foot of snow falling 1 to 3 inches per hour.
Authorities say 2 suspected MS-13 gang members wanted for murder in Virginia have been arrested in North Carolina. Police in Prince William County, Virginia, accused 19-year-old Dennis Alvarez and 23-year-old Eric Gonzalez in the March 13th shooting death of an unknown male. Reducing knee pain without going under the knife.
People with arthritic knee pain often turn to surgery and even knee replacement, but there may be a new surgery-free fix for those bad knees. Researchers at the Vascular Institute of Virginia have found that inserting microparticles into small blood vessels around the knee help reduce pain and improve function in arthritic knees. Much of the pain from knee arthritis comes from inflammation in the lining of the knee joint, and small blood vessels created by the arthritis feed the inflammation by increasing the blood flow. Blocking these blood vessels with microparticles reduces the inflammation and pain, and apparently with no adverse side effects. Jim Chenevy, CBS News.
Authorities have arrested a North Carolina college student who they say wrote about committing a school shooting and told a doctor he couldn't wait to buy a gun to do it. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says 20-year-old Matthew Saavedra, a student at UNC Charlotte, was voluntarily committed.
We are country at its best with a blend of yesterday's memories. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
I'm Jim Ryan in Round Rock, Texas.
This is the culmination of 3 very long weeks for our community.
The Central Texas bombing suspect is dead. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley led an investigation that eventually included 500 federal agents. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas says
East, it's a nor'easter, another one, the 4th in the last several weeks. Over 3,300 flights have already been canceled. Some places could get up to a foot of snow. Facebook now says that CEO Mark Zuckerberg will speak in the next 24 hours addressing privacy concerns after revelations that a company connected to the Trump campaign mishandled data on 50 million Facebook users. Facebook is also facing an FTC investigation. The Fed today expected to announce the first interest rate hike of the year, wrapping up its first meeting under new chair Jerome Powell. You're listening to ABC News.
Hey, my name's Brant. You ever make a change and then wonder, why didn't I do this a long time ago? That's what's happening for thousands of people with regard to their health care. They're joining MediShare, and then they're wondering, why didn't I already do this? For most members, it costs less than half what they were paying for their old health plan. There's a huge provider network, too. You can customize your plan, and this is awesome, MediShare members can go online with a doctor 24/7. So if you need a prescription for the flu or something, it's so convenient for you and your family. So yeah, this is one of those why did I wait on this things. And if you don't love your current health plan, you're not stuck with it. You can join MediShare anytime. By the way, to give you an idea, the typical savings for a family, about $500 a month. It just makes so much sense. Check it out. They're super easy to talk to. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Now, 3 women are involved in legal actions around sexual harassment claims against President Trump. They're saying they had affairs with him. ABC's Aaron Katursky with the latest.
Former Playboy model Karen McDougal is suing the publisher of the National Enquirer, alleging AMI failed to deliver money, magazine covers, and a column she was promised to stay silent about an alleged 10-month affair with Donald Trump.
She didn't fully understand anything about the contract.
McDougal's attorney Peter Striss, AMI, said the claims lack merit. Adult film actress Stormy Daniels alleged she had an affair with President Trump and said on Twitter, he lied about it, had me bullied, broke laws to cover it up. And a judge refused the president's request to dismiss a defamation suit filed by one-time Apprentice contestant Summer Zervos. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
The latest community rocked by a school shooting, Great Mills, Maryland, coming together for a vigil after the attack there. George Merchant graduated from Great Mills High 52 years ago.
I have been so mad at all of this. I don't understand. Go get a gun and solve a problem. I don't understand it.
The accused shooter, a 17-year-old, died after being shot by a school resource officer. 2 other teens are hospitalized after the shooting. A resignation at the Vatican. The head of the Holy See's communications department has stepped down after admitting he fiddled with a letter from retired Pope Benedict. Monsignor Dario Vignato digitally altered parts of the letter in a photo that had been sent to the media. This is ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm Sherry Preston.
You're really missing out if you haven't tried the delicious food at Jesse James Railroad Express. Check out the burgers, clubs, hot dogs, fresh salads, taco salads, chicken and tuna salad plates, and of course, delicious Davis donuts and hand-dipped ice cream. They offer a terrific breakfast with made-to-order fresh just for you. They're open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. until 6 p.m., Call out orders at 447-4644. Jesse James Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue, Rutherford. Railroad Express has received an award for the best coffee shop and the best hamburgers and hot dogs. And mention this ad and get a regular hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions, only 99 cents, Mondays only.
Unsettled weather looking likely overnight tonight. Scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. It will be breezy and chilly tonight with low temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll have cloudy skies Wednesday with some scattered showers around. It will be breezy with highs cooler than today in the upper 40s. And then Wednesday night, mostly cloudy skies and turning colder with low temperatures down into the middle 30s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Well, let's move our attention to Friday. Partly cloudy on Friday with highs around 56. More spring-like weather, but wind will be gusting to about 14 miles per hour. It'll make it a little cooler, but still 56 is not bad. Friday night, partly cloudy with isolated showers, lows around 39. Saturday, we have a 50-50 chance of some scattered showers, highs around 51. Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, highs around 59, and chance of precip only 40%. Monday, we have rain in the forecast again, and Tuesday, scattered showers. So April showers are here with the March wind. All right here. So looking forward to Mayflowers, right? 7 minutes after 7, and we are at 38 degrees. Congratulations to Dot Allen of Sandy Mush. Dot is 86 today. Happy birthday, Dottie. She also won the Daylight Donuts this morning from the drawing that would take place. Folks call their birthdays in, and we put all those in a drawing and give away Daylight Donuts every week, every day, thanks to Granny Bees. All right, we are looking over on the Be Kind To board. We have somebody here. We have somebody to be kind to tomorrow, but on the 20, let's see. Looks like tomorrow we have somebody. The next day we do not. Next day we do not. Next day we do not. We have tomorrow and the 29th. We have somebody, and the 31st, but all the rest of the dates are open. So if you have a birthday or anniversary during those times and want to fill those in, just give Todd a call now, and he'll flag those down for you. We'll be kind to you all day today. We got some stories from here and there and some comments to make. At the bottom of the hour, an update on sports, and at 8:30, Word of Faith in the studio, speaking out, getting their side of the story out. Nobody else is giving their side of the story. They're taking an opportunity to do that and tell you what's really happening. You've been hearing from the national accusers. Now hear from those being accused. No one is reporting their side of the story. Now you can hear the other side. Starting each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30, you can hear members of the Word of Faith Fellowship tell their side of the story. This program will be an ongoing series paid for by Word of Faith Fellowship. So there you go. Tune in, listen to that program. 8:08 right now. Come on over and experience the authentic family-owned Mi Pueblito. Delicious hot meals and daily specials served fresh every day. Mi Pueblito is one of Rutherford County's favorite places to dine. They have been voted #1 best Mexican restaurant in Rutherford County. Enjoy taco salads, burritos, quesadillas, enchiladas. Many popular lunch specials are the all-time favorite, fajitas. They have something for everyone, even the hard-to-please amigo. Great service, warm atmosphere, full-service bar, and a large party room available. 2 locations to serve you: South Washington Street in Rutherfordton and Oak Street Extension in Forest City. Or visit them anytime at meatpubs.com. That's meatpubs.com. Visit Mi Pueblito, Mexican cuisine at its finest. I'm a big fan.
Our sheriff, Chris Francis, is running for re-election May the 8th, and he is the only candidate who knows the office of sheriff from the ground up. Under his command, the last 7+ years, he has displayed leadership and management skills and has established a professional department. Morale is the best in years, and the crime rate is down. Sheriff Francis is a native of Rutherford County. He has a BS degree in criminal justice and has a sterling reputation in the county and amongst his peers. Give Sheriff Francis and his deputies a vote of confidence for the job well done on May the 8th, paid for by Ken and Kathy Staggs.
Now looking at some stories being reported by the Daily Courier, there is a human trafficking forum set for Thursday at Isothermal Community College. North Carolina has one of the highest rates of human trafficking in the nation. The problem is real, and on Thursday, a panel discussion will be held in the library auditorium at Isothermal Community College that will focus on human trafficking and sexual assault. The See Something, Say Something discussion will begin at 12:30 p.m. and is open to the public. Organizers hope to show college students and others how to recognize predatory behaviors and learn how to stay safe. Organizer Kim Snyder Director of Advising and Success Center at ICC, said it would be naive to think that human trafficking will never affect Rutherford County. There is a need to increase awareness of this issue on any college campus. We need to encourage safe habits. Our students need to be able to protect themselves from human predators. Panelists will include representatives from United Way, the District Attorney's Office, law enforcement, the Path Shelter Healthcare Field, and Isothermal Community College. Again, that is Thursday this week, 12:30. Park name remains undecided down in 4A City. Construction workers are on the scene at the park in Florence Mill early Tuesday morning. There's a picture of them. And Town Council didn't decide on a formal name for the park, but agreed the amphitheater will be Burnt Chimney Amphitheater. They're not going to have not named the park yet, but the Burnt Chimney Amphitheater will that be what the name is? Burnt Chimney Amphitheater. Well, I guess there's a lot of history of that name, Burnt Chimney. Down in Cherokee County yesterday, we mentioned a young 15-year-old girl that had been missing. She is now found, back with family. They said a missing runaway teen has been located and is back with her father. According to a news release, Victoria Nacelle Calderon, 15, was reported missing March 8th and was found and is back with her father as of 4 o'clock yesterday. Investigators believe at the time that she might have been with other adults who were aiding and harboring her, and that investigation continues. Those of you who go to Myrtle Beach, you may not want to hear this, but maybe it's a good thing, maybe not. We'll see what you think about it. Down in Myrtle Beach, the fire rescue team will deploy 4 robotic lifeguards this summer. Yeah, the lifeguards will be robots. The city of Myrtle Beach reports the fire department is purchasing 4 remote-controlled robotic lifeguards to get help to drowning victims and swimmers in distress faster, they say. The robot, named Emily, is approximately 4 feet long and will be stationed along the beach during swim season. Emily stands for Emergency Integrated Life-Saving Lanyard. The Emily robots are approximately 20 pounds and will be used by lifeguards and beach safety personnel to get to swimmers faster than another human could offer help. The remote-controlled lifeguards can be operated nearly 1/2 mile from shore, reports CNN, and with 80 pounds of buoyancy, one robot can support 4 to 5 people in the water. It takes only seconds to get Emily deployed, whereas getting a human to someone in danger could take minutes, time that's not available in life and death situations. The robots were purchased with assistance from the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, but city officials have not commented on the expense of each Emily unit. So that may be what you see at Myrtle Beach. I'm sure there'll be some humans around to deploy them. But think about a robot coming out to save you should you be drowning. Whatever it takes, I guess, right? Whatever it takes. A Morganton woman was charged with driving while impaired after she crashed into a car and then hid her alcohol under a nearby porch. The Morganton Department of Public Safety arrested Vicki Susan Pottinger, 54, of Morganton, around 7:45 p.m. Monday after responding to what initially was called a hit and run, according to the report. However, officers found Pottinger and her Chevrolet Camaro about 100 yards away from the wreck on Tate Street. The caller thought she had left the scene. Officer J.B. Best asked Pottinger how much she had to drink. After noticing the smell of alcohol on her breath, Pottinger said she did not have much to drink, but did not say how much. Officers spoke with nearby neighbors who came outside when they heard the collision. One neighbor saw Pottinger get out of the car and throw a beer can in his yard. She then asked the neighbor to hide the can. When the neighbor told her no, Pottinger asked his wife to throw the can away. When neither person agreed to do what she asked, Pottinger put the can under their front porch. When asked about the 16-ounce can of Mike's Harder Lemonade, Pottinger looked at officers with a blank stare and said she didn't know what they were talking about. Pottinger performed poorly on 3 sobriety tests. She put her mouth to a breathalyzer but did not blow. Bess decided she believed Pottinger was impaired and placed her under arrest. When Bess went to get Pottinger's cell phone and purse from the car, she noticed the seat and floorboard were wet with what smelled like alcohol. The car then was towed due to a flat tire. The other driver, Emily Mostel, told officers she was driving on Tate Street when the Pottinger began coming straight toward her. Mostel pulled as fast over to the right as she could and blew her horn. However, Pottinger still struck her vehicle. She was running to hide that beer under somebody else's porch. Well, if drinking alcohol makes you act stupid, you know the old saying. Yeah, don't drink it. Well, a fire destroyed Red Dog Relics over in Tryon. It's a store over there, Red Dog Relics. It happened on South Trade on Friday about 5 o'clock. Chief Jeffrey Tennant said the store and its contents are a complete loss, but no one was hurt, thank goodness. The fire started in the lower level in an above-ground basement. Tennant says it's possible it started from an old fire furnace, but they still are doing some investigating. That's some of the stories from here and there we had lined up this morning. There's some other things to talk about should time permit. Right now, though, we need to hear this. Have you heard the 3 big lies about Medicaid eligibility? First, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your house. That's not true. Second, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. That's not true. And third, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. That's not true. Please call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm for a free consultation and learn the truth about Medicaid and eligibility and nursing home care in North Carolina. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify and not lose everything you own. Call the Arledge Law Firm today at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford. Again, that's 287-3338.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt, at Insurance Service Associates about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301, at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325.
Hi, this is Tammy with the Home Medical Department at Smith's Drugs of Forest City. We have a 10-in-1 flip pillow that will help with comfort for sleeping or reading and can be used to elevate the knees, and it can help ease back muscles and is hypoallergenic for $34.99. Come see us at the Home Medical Department at Smith's Drugs in Forest City, 139 East Main Street.
It's 37 degrees here on this wonderful Wednesday morning. We saluting Dot Allen of Sandy Mush, who's 86 today. She won the Daylight Donuts a moment ago. And 38 degrees is where we are right now. So let's here is Corporal Green with a report from the Sheriff's Department we aired earlier and recorded for broadcast at this time. Corporal Green?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 160 calls. We've made 7 arrests, and we currently have 171 in jail. On the incident reports, we have Temple Baptist Church in Ellenboro, who reported reckless driving to endanger, damaged personal property, and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. It looks like their grass and gravel was damaged, and they valued it at about $1,000 worth of damage. A Harrence Lee Cordell of Weeks Road and a Anna Cordell Hicks, same address, reported 2 vehicles stolen, a red Ford Ranger rollback 1981 model and a 2001 blue Ford Ranger. The River Bend at Lake Lure off Bills Creek Road reported injury to personal or real property. Looks like their gate arm was damaged. And a Michael Austin Stanley of Main Street in Mooresboro reported breaking and entering felony, larceny after breaking and entering, and injury to real property. Looks like a 52-inch flat screen TV was stolen, a 32-inch flat screen TV, some drop cords, assorted women's clothing. A door frame was damaged, I believe, during the breaking and entering, and a space heater was stolen. In the arrest reports, we have a criminal summons was served on a Buffy Christine Elliott from Perennial Gardens in Rutherford. That criminal summons was for contributing to delinquency, injury to real property, and reckless driving to endanger. A Randy Michelle Baker was served with a show cause. and a Julius Tyrone Miller was arrested for a warrant for obtaining property by worthless check. He received a $500 unsecured bond, and that's all I have for you, sir.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
21 minutes now past the hour of 8 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. You know, if you follow the news at all, you've heard that former acting director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Andrew McCabe, has been fired by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. And the left has gone absolutely crazy over it. And if you've been following CNN, you think the world's going to come to an end because President Trump's Attorney General fired this man. Well, McCabe's firing was recommended by the FBI's Internal Career Civil Service Run Office of Professional Responsibility, and the Attorney General acted accordingly. The Office of Professional Responsibility has been run by Robin Ashton, who was appointed to the post in 2010 by former Attorney General Eric Holder, who extolled her, quote, "As a veteran career prosecutor, Robin is uniquely qualified to serve as counsel for professional responsibility, and I am confident she will lead the office with the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and dedication," end quote. She's the one recommended that he be fired. During Holder's tenure as Attorney General, Ashton was awarded the Attorney General's Claudia J. Flynn Award for Professional Responsibility in 2013, the Attorney General's Award for Outstanding Leadership in Management 2010, as well as receiving the United States Attorney's Award for Meritorious Service in 2010. The Washington Post reported about the March 14th recommendation, saying the FBI office that handles employee discipline has recommended firing the Bureau's former deputy director over allegations that he authorized the disclosure of sensitive information to a reporter and misled the investigators when asked about it. In other words, he's been lying all this time, leaving Attorney General Jeff Sessions to decide whether he should fire the veteran official just 4 days before his expected retirement date, or people familiar with the matter said they were concerned about that. Well, they did it. So let's be clear. Andrew McCabe's political activities while serving as deputy director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation were so outrageous that the career civil servants charged with the responsibility of reviewing misconduct cases recommended that he be fired 4 days prior to his retirement date, denying his pension. It was not a political firing, but instead McCabe was let go because career civil servants recommended it. And given the high esteem that Holder obviously held the person he hired to run that office, no one should be able to claim anything else. So he was fired for good cause, apparently. Been lying all along, and he was in charge there. A lot more to that story that you're not getting from the left. The left thinks it's always so outrageous, but he should have been fired a long time ago, shouldn't have been placed in that position, apparently based on all the lies he's been telling in this investigation. Anyway, boy, the corruption is absolutely full up there. And thank goodness we finally got a man who's trying to clear the swamp. Sports Update is coming up here in just a moment. Following that, bottom of the hour, Word of Faith speaks out.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Lamar Stevens tied a career high with 30 points. Tony Carr added 25, and Penn State beat Marquette 85-80 last night to advance to the NIT semifinals. Nittany Lions will face Mississippi State at Madison Square Garden in New York on March 27th. The two-seeded Blue Devils will take on Syracuse Friday night in the Midwest Regional Semifinals, otherwise known as the Sweet 16. On Tuesday, Mike Krzyzewski talked about this year's strange dealings in the NCAA tournament, with top seeds being knocked off by wide margins by underdogs, and how Duke has been able to find success to this point.
We're playing our best basketball. right now this season. And I think we're a real team right now. When you become a team, there's something different.
NBA action Tuesday. Blake Griffin narrowly missed a triple-double, and the Pistons celebrated the return of Reggie Jackson by handing the shorthanded Phoenix Suns their 9th straight loss, 115-88. A last-minute meltdown caused the Oklahoma City Thunder to take a stunning loss against Boston, 199. Toronto beat Orlando. Houston snapped Portland's 13-game win streak, and Atlanta stunned Utah. The Timberwolves picked up a critical win in their push for the playoffs. They beat the Clippers. New Orleans also in a tight race, 7-team race for the final 5 Western Conference playoff spots. They beat Dallas 115-105. On the ice, the Carolina Hurricanes played their first of their final 10 games of the regular season last night, and the outcome, what you'd expect. Carolina Hurricanes losers to the Edmonton Oilers in Raleigh, 7-3. Carolina spotted Edmonton a 3-goal first-period lead and never was able to catch up.
Yeah, no, we weren't very good.
Panthers wide receiver Jarris Wright says he's anxious to play again for Carolina offensive coordinator Norv Turner. The 28-year-old officially signed his 3-year contract yesterday. The former 4th-round pick out of Arkansas spent all of his 6 NFL seasons in Minnesota, where he worked under Turner for 2.5 of them. This is NCN Sports.
A Democrat in the governor's mansion, an unconventional Republican in the White House, new state, House, and Senate election maps, all important factors for politics and public policy in North Carolina. What does it all mean? Carolina Journal has the answers, available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The Carolina Hurricanes Homegrown Series has been celebrating North Carolina music, art, beer, food, and T-shirts all season long, and you and I have only one more opportunity to enjoy it. It's Saturday, March 31st, as the Canes host the Rangers. The final Homegrown Series night will allow you to indulge in a savory fried green tomatoes dish, beer from Apex's Brewprint Brewing Company, and you can take home one of only 200 T-shirts specially designed by Asheville T-Shirt Company. Learn more at hurricanes.com/homegrown.
Some drama for Buffalo Bills wideout Zay Jones. The former ECU standout was arrested Monday after officers responded to a disturbance in a downtown L.A. hotel following a naked, bloody argument with his brother, Vikings wide receiver Caleb Jones. Cell phone video from some of the event was acquired by online celebrity rag TMZ. In it, you can hear some people describing the scene where the hallway carpet and some walls were bloodstained.
Are you kidding me? It does look like a murder scene.
That's bad, That's bad business.
The Jones brothers were engaged in some kind of verbal altercation, and Zay in the video is clearly off his rocker, naked. TMZ reports he smashed his foot through a window and tried to squeeze through the hole. Probably that's where he got all cut up, hence the blood. Caleb Jones restrained his brother until police arrived and arrested him for felony vandalism. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Unsettled weather looking likely overnight tonight. Scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. It will be breezy and chilly tonight with low temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll have cloudy skies Wednesday with some scattered showers around. It will be breezy with highs cooler than today in the upper 40s. And then Wednesday night, mostly cloudy skies and turning colder with low temperatures down into the middle 30s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
49 degrees currently, cloudy skies. We should be warming up to about 47, and that's not far to climb from here. And wind gusting to 31 miles per hour. Looking towards Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered showers. On Saturday with highs around 51 and a 50-50 chance of rain. Then on Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, highs around 59 with a 40% chance of showers. Right now, again, it's cloudy and 39 degrees. It's 8:30. Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to Word of Faith Responds. This is Mark Morris with the Word of Faith Fellowship, and thank you so much again for listening to us. We have been sharing testimonies now for a while with church members who God has completely transformed their lives, and so on Monday, we had Robert Lowry begin to share his testimony. It's an amazing testimony, and you heard part one, and you're going to hear part two today. And for those who were not able to hear Monday's testimony, a quick summary is that Robert grew up in Michigan, and he was very involved in sports. And one of the sports that he jumped right into was bowling, and there was a man named Frank who took Robert under his wings when Robert was a teenager and taught him the skills of bowling, and Robert ended up excelling at this. And this man, Frank, saw that he had great potential and actually started using Robert in gambling. And so Robert was doing that even out of high school. And then at age 21, Robert joined the Air Force. The Vietnam War was coming. He knew he was going to be drafted, so he joined the Air Force. And Robert was sharing how in the Air Force he ended up in a special unit that actually answered straight to the Pentagon. And this unit was in charge of intercepting communications. Robert was actually highly trained in top secret clearance. And so Robert shared how he ended up in Vietnam, and all the while during Robert's life, he never knew about God. He never went to church. His family did not go to church. He didn't even think about God. But yet, in the midst of it, he can look back and see how God really spared his life so many times. And he shared with you, actually, at the very first going to Vietnam, even right from the start, there was a time when he ate at a restaurant in Vietnam where all the soldiers ate. He heard it was very good food. He went in there with his friend. Him and his friend wanted to leave early, and right after they left, approximately 20 minutes, the Viet Cong had swam. This was a restaurant on a boat. They swam underneath. They attached explosives, and the whole restaurant blew up. Everybody died there. Robert just barely escaped. And he heard about it back then. At that point, he really still didn't think about God. And then he shared about another time when he was supposed to take the Jeep to get supplies. It was his turn to get supplies into the village. And there was a man that just begged him to have his time slot. And Robert said, sure, you can take the Jeep, even though it was Robert's time to go do that. And that man who took the Jeep on that journey actually was killed by some bandits in Vietnam. And Robert looks back and he sees all of these incidences where there was just so much mercy of God on his life. And so that brings us up to now. Robert's still sharing about he's in Vietnam. And so we're going to pick back up on Robert's testimony. So Robert, would you go ahead?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jim, for having us again today. Yes, after all this, it was we did go into the jungle. We would set up our tent and set up all our equipment. And it was our mission in there to contact communications going on between the North Vietnamese, the Chinese, and whoever else they were working with, to take South Korea down, or South Vietnam down, I'm sorry. And a number of times I would get into messages that they were doing and be able to break the code of what they were doing and get the truth for us of where either we didn't need to go or where we did need to go to do some damage to what they were doing. And it was very, I enjoyed that part of it out there. I knew that we were targets. We don't know how many snipers were watching us at times. We did have possibly, I think it was one, maybe two injuries where they were shot. They would go up in the trees and snipe. And, of course, we had helicopter support. We had Army support, Marine support, because what we were doing was very vital, very crucial. Our airplane guys, our flight men, they needed the information. The guys on the Navy, with the Navy ships with the planes on it, they needed to know. And so it was an important thing what we did. And I was grateful to do it, in a sense, because I still remember the words of my commanding officer. No, you're not going in bowl. You're going to Vietnam and help save people's lives. And that word really was in me. And so my time got up, and it was time for me to leave. And we went back to Da Nang, and it was time for us to go out, and another group was coming in and take over. And so we go back to the Philippine Islands, and they have, in the Air Force, they had what they called an R&R, a thank you type thing, because we spent over a year in Vietnam and survived it. And so they would give you what they called an R&R trip. And ours was scheduled, there was 4 of us. We were going to go to Tokyo and Bangkok. It was going to be 4 days, and it was going to be a rest and a relaxation time. Just, you laid your life down over there, you made it. Now we're going to give you some good time before you transfer your next assignment. And so we get on this plane. We're going to go to Tokyo the next day, and it's a 4-engine prop. It's an older plane. And we go, and there's 4 of us, and the pilot and the co-pilot. And as we're getting up in the air, and we're going, and we're getting out over the ocean to head that way, 1 engine quit to the left. Then the next thing we know, another engine quit to the right. It was an older aircraft. So we're down to 2 prop engines, which means your plane has not got the power it had. It's lower now. And one of them started struggling even. And so the co-pilot comes out to us 4 sitting there, and we're wondering what's going on. And he brings these parachutes. And he says, now look, you're all going to have to be ready, because if something happens that we don't make it where we're supposed to go, we're going to have to parachute out. And it'll, you know. And I thought, this is R&R. My mind was going, this is no fun at all. And all the other guys were too. And I had only jumped once off a platform with a parachute in Air Force training. So I knew nothing about it. But he was explaining it to us, said, now here, I'll push you out the door, and you just pull this. And then it inflates, and you float down. Oh, to what? The water. You know, I mean, so we were really, you can imagine how we all were feeling there. But fortunately for all of us, and God again, protecting our lives, my life especially, we made it to Okinawa. We bump landed, he crashed down, he banged down, he got on the runway, but he, you know, that was it. So we made it to Okinawa, and all of us looked at each other and said, we don't care if we spend one night in Okinawa at all. You know, it's okay. We don't go to Tokyo today. So we spent the night there, ended up going to Tokyo, had a great time there. Then they took us to Bangkok, and had another experience there where we were going to go one day. They had it planned for us to go. The King of Thailand was going to be at a movie theater with a brand new movie that had come over from the United States, and so they wanted us to go and be there. And so everybody, you go in a theater like that, when the king comes in, you know, everybody stands up, and he sits down, his whole group, and everybody sits down. Well, so we're trying to get there, and we get this taxi driver that was out to prove he was a better driver than any American race car driver. And he is flying. And my friend and I are looking at each other going, we got to get out of here. This guy is not right. I mean, he is speeding. He's zipping in and out. And he's trying to prove something. And so finally, we just said to him, well, you're going to have to let us out. This is too much for us, you know. So he stopped. And he just kind of, okay, I won't do that. I'll get you there, you know. And so we were thankful to get there safely, and we did that, and we got back, finished up there, had a good time in Bangkok, back to the Philippines. And now it was time for us to be sent to a new assignment. And the guy comes up to me, and he says, Robert, you're going to be assigned to the photo mapping group for the space program. And they're going to need to have you be involved in the communications as they're making sure of all the mapping in the Pacific there. It was an island called American Samoa. And there's a town there called Pango Pango, and they were based out of there doing the job in that area, trying to make sure they had all the islands exactly mapped. Because in the space program, they would drop out of a capsule. I don't know if you remember all that, and splash down. And they'd get rescued by a ship. Well, obviously to say, they can't hit land. They've got to hit the water. So that was our job over there, to go through and make sure all those mapping things were accurate. They were older, so they had to be redone. So I thought, well, I'm really looking forward to getting back to the States. And then he said, Robert, because you're over here, it's going to be easier for them. We'll just take you to Guam, and they'll get you to Pango Pango. And you'll be at your new assignment on the TDY, they call it temporary duty. My base was going to be in Georgia. But he said, because you're over here and they need you bad, we're going to take you there, and you're going to go right straight to Pango Pango. I thought, I was looking forward to going home, and all that. But he said, it won't be that long. It'll be a few months. So we get there, and I'm meeting all the guys. And the planes are on this little air runway, and we're going to stay like 5 miles from there down a road, and there's a building, and we're going to live in it during the nights. And so here it is. We just get there. It's like the third night or whatever, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like a storm came in there. I got to get the exact typhoon. A typhoon hits. It's hitting the island. And the islanders, I never seen anything like it. They are they go in caves. They get totally away from their houses, everything. They go in caves. It's so bad. And we got this building. And so we're going to go get in that building and tough it out, for the storm. And this typhoon hits. We got to, secure our planes. We had to rope them all down real strong, and the typhoon hits, and it was unbelievable what we saw watching out that window. A boulder, a rock, come out of the ocean. I'm not kidding. I never seen anything like it. It was like out of another world, as big as a house, and it was right on the road. And we were all looking at each other. We're not going anywhere. We can't get past that. We can't get down there to the airplane. Nothing. We're here. We had water up to our knees in that building. It was just pouring down rain. And I thought, this is quite an experience, I've had all these experiences. And so then, we got through it. It took a few days, but they got that boulder back off, and we were able to get back going. And we did our photo mapping, got that job done, and then back to the States. And so I was in Georgia, and I was going between Georgia and Dayton, Ohio, up there where they have the Air Force Museum. And the space program is up there, and I finished out my term. So I'm getting ready. I'm grateful. I'm going back to Michigan, And the guy comes to me down in Albany, Georgia for my discharge. And he's got this paper, and he says, Robert, it's up to you now. They're going to give you a re-up bonus of $10,000, promote you to the next rank, and guarantee that you'll get a first tour of duty in Germany. If you just sign right here, it'll be 4 more years. I looked at him and I said to myself, $100,000 couldn't get me to sign that. After all that, I said, I'm going home. That was how they would keep people trained in there. They wanted to keep me. But no, I wouldn't do it. I said, I'm going home. So I left and got back to Michigan, got back at my house, and I lived with my parents, I was never married then, and I didn't live right, of course.
How old were you when you came back to Michigan?
26 and a half.
All right, so was that 4 years?
4 years. Yeah. 4 years in the Air Force. 4 years. So I come back, and I'm getting myself settled again, and I'm going to Frank. and down at the bowling alley. I'm going to get back into the flow, the gambling, the whole thing. And Frank looks at me. I go down there, and Frank's looking at me, and he said, Robert, things have changed. It's not like it was. It's going to be in your best interest to become a professional bowler. And he says, I can't tell you all the reasons why right now, but I'll tell you that's what you need to do. So he had arranged for me to go to a tournament in Ohio for qualifying. So I practiced, to get ready for it. And I went, and I qualified. I made it. And so I became a member of the Professional Bowlers Tour. They give you a card, you sign it, and they tell you, now, the first 6 months, you have to bowl in at least 4 tournaments somewhere in the United States. You got to bowl in at least 4. So I thought, okay. They had one in Detroit. They had one in Cleveland. They had some near me. So I signed up for those, and I got back home and started talking with Frank, and I was explaining everything to him. And he says, well, after you do that in the 6-month period, you're done. You don't have to go back out there. I didn't like it. I didn't want to travel all over the country and be involved in bowling and places and to me, the Pro Bowlers Tour was too slow. I didn't like it because it takes so long during the week just to qualify and then to get in the finals. And not that I would do bad, I just didn't like it. It wasn't, how do you say it? My cup of tea. It wasn't me. So I got back, and Frank says, okay, we'll finish that out. And he says, I got something to tell you. I've got a millionaire sponsor. He's looking for somebody like you to build him 2 teams. He wants a team in the Classic League in Detroit, and he wants a team of gamblers. And you're the guy he's looking for. See, he knew by me getting that accreditation, I was qualified. And this millionaire guy, he owned the Bonanza restaurant chain. And he wanted someone to represent his company. You wear in bowling, if you know, you wear the shirt, and it has their name of their business on it, and you're representing them out there, bowling and all. So I did it. I took it on. His name was John. And he said, I'm going to pay you for the first amount of weeks so you're getting these teams ready. And he said, once you get the teams on course and everything's all set, you'll be back on your own, make your money gambling. He paid me $1,000 a week for the first so many weeks to get it all right. And he would actually have me come to one of his restaurants. He would advertise it and say, Robert Lowry, the professional, is going to be here 6 to 9 on Thursday night. If you got any bowling questions, come on out, enjoy a good meal, and talk to the pro. And I thought, what is this? So I did it. And I met a lot of people that way, that ended up coming to our shop. We had a bowling pro shop where I did the fitting. I measured the balls. I drilled the balls and all that. And they had a lot of questions about bowling, and I could answer them. And so that worked out good. And so we started. And I was through on the Pro Bowlers Tour. I met all the top name bowlers, Dick Weber, Don Carter, Carmen Deegan, every top name you can know. Met all those guys, and they all said to me, well, you're going to quit the tour? I said, I'm not quitting. I'm keeping my card, but I'm going back and do this. And they said, oh, okay, we understand that. Because they had a big league in St. Louis. Don Carter, Dick Weber, and all of them. And they said, oh, we understand that. So I did that, and as I built this team, I could feel like, we needed something sensational to happen for John, just to really get this thing going. And it was a one night, I was really carrying it in my self, and I bowled a 300 game that night. And you talk about something that draws attention. You bowl a 300 game, you got the ABC national organization, they're coming to town to award you. The television crews, the cameras, all the local media, they're coming. And here it is. It's for Bonanza. I bowled for Bonanza Sirloin Pit, and he's getting tremendous thing from this. But I knew in my heart something, if something really dramatic happened, it would be good. And so by bowling that perfect game, I don't know if everybody understands that out there in bowling, but in bowling, there's 10 frames, but there's 12 possible strikes. So a perfect game means that every frame you bowled, you knocked all the pins down with the first ball. That's a strike. So it's quite an achievement, really. So that all happened. That got my name going around. And you know what rose up on the inside of me? Remember what I said Monday? I'll show them. My dad's name. Everybody, he's the star of the stars. He's the one. Why aren't you like him? You know what? It come up inside of me then. When this happened, I did it. See? I knew I could do something that would be just like that, above it or even better. So you see, all that time, that was still in me that I was going to do that. And from there, my name got really around. And one day, I was telling Mark this one time, there was a guy that I knew. He owned a business, very successful business. He was a prosperous man. He was a pretty good bowler. He owned the bar in the bowling alley, and I knew his wife. And for some reason, inside of him, he was determined he was going to beat me. I've never seen anything like it. And we started gambling. And everybody was watching. It was a large group watching. And it turned out, it went all day. It turned out that in the end, he had lost everything he owned to me. His house, his business, his equipment, the bar equipment. He had a rental house, everything. Everybody kept begging him, stop, stop. You know you can't beat him. Stop. He wouldn't do it. And of course, the way I was trained and built is I'm not just going to let him win. I mean, if he's going to do this, he's going to earn it. He's going to do it. He couldn't do it. I knew he couldn't do it. So it all happened, and in the meantime, they're calling his wife. And she comes to the bowling alley after it's all pretty well over. Everything is legal. He done it. And she falls. I mean, I never seen like. She falls on the floor, begging, pleading, crying. Please, Robert, don't take this. Please don't take my house. Please don't do this. And of course, as a gambler, you have no feeling, basically. That's the way you're supposed to be. But in me, I knew them. And I knew what he was doing wasn't right. And I thought, I'll just keep the money. I'll keep that rental property. I don't want your house. And I don't want your business. And she was just crying and crying. And
we were almost out of time here.
Yeah.
So when did your life switch? I know you and I shared, and you had a powerful experience with meeting the Lord. We just have a few minutes left. So how did that happen?
On my teams, I was responsible to get new recruits. There was a young man named Jim Pittman. He was a pretty good-looking bowler. He come up to me and said, Robert, I want to be on your team. And I said, okay, let me work with you. So he qualified. I thought he was very good. So I took him on the team, and he was a member of our team, and it went for about 5 or 6 months. But this is what I didn't know about Jim. He was a backslidden Pentecostal. He had a wife and a child. He left to do this gambling. And his mother and grandmother were known as prayer warriors. And they laid on their face and prayed for him when he did this, that God was going to get to his heart. He was not going to do this. So he was like a Jonah on my ship. And so a little over time, he come home one night. This is his story to me, because he calls me on April the 15th, 1975. I'll never forget it. Robert, you got to come to my house. I got something I got to tell you. Okay, but that's the day I'm trying to cover up all my money on taxes. That's the tax deadline day. I'm making all this money that's not supposed to be on my accounts. I'm trying to figure out how to hide it all and stuff. And so I couldn't get there till late that night. And he said, that's okay. That's okay. Whenever you can come. So I go, and he tells me, my mother and grandmother prayed, and Jesus came into my room. The presence of God came into my room the night before, which is the 14th. And he convicted me, told me, you're not going to do this. You are not going to gamble. You are not going to leave your wife and child. You are going to get back to your wife and child. You're going to get back into church. And you tell Robert you're not gambling anymore. So that's what he told me, his story. So I thought, okay, well, I can replace you, you know. I'm sorry this happened. And he says, oh, Robert, wait a minute. There's one more thing. Jesus told me to tell you. Me? And he put his hand on my shoulder like this, and he just said, Robert, Jesus said to tell you, you stop what you're doing and follow me. That's what he said to me. I'm 35. I've never been in church in my life. I've never read a Bible. I've never prayed. Nothing. I know nothing. And he just simply said that. Then, at the end of that, he just simply said, Jesus, I did what you told me. Now, I pray that when he leaves here, you'll make yourself real to him, just like you did to me last night. That's how he prayed. He didn't try to tell me everything. He said, you can go. I get in my car to drive home about 20 minutes. And I get in there and I'm driving. And of course that's on, you know. And I'm feeling like I'm not alone in here. There's a, you know, the presence of God was in that car. And I felt it. And I said, is that you he's talking about? I mean, you're not going to see him in the natural, you know what I mean? It's a presence. And yes. And I get home. We owned 10 acres of land. My parents had a business, had 10 acres of land. I get home. It's late at night. I can't go in the house. I start walking. I'm looking up because I don't know what else to do. Is this really happening to me? Yes. And as a night went through, the convicting power of God so came into me, you are through. You will never, you're not gambling again. You're going to follow me. You're going to serve me the rest of the days of your life. And I'm going, this is, you know, in me I'm going, this is unreal. But he changed my life that night. And that's the day I went and told Frank, everybody, my parents, I'm through. I'm not gambling again. What are you going to do? I don't know. He's told me he's just going to do it through me. He's still doing it today.
And we ran out of time, but you were sharing with me, Robert, part two was that you actually joined your friend's church who shared with you.
Yeah.
And there you met your wife.
Yes.
And you and your wife continue to go to church and grow in God. You gave up the bowling and gambling instantly.
Yeah.
And then eventually you end up going into the Bible school.
Yes.
And becoming a minister.
Yes.
And through the course of time, God actually led you to the Word of Faith Fellowship course, and that was in 1987, is that right?
Yes, 1987.
And so you just heard a powerful testimony from Robert, and of course Robert is a minister in our church, and he does the prison ministry, he teaches in our church, and he's a real blessing, and he does the hospital ministry, and so we love having him. But you just heard a powerful transforming testimony, and he really didn't get to finish part 3 of this, but maybe we'll see if we have some other time. But thank you again. This is Word of Faith Responds. responds, please go to our website. It's wordoffaithfellowship.org to learn more about our church, to hear more radio programs. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
The hunt for the main suspect in the string of Austin bombings is over.
This is Jim Ryan in Round Rock, Texas.
The suspect is deceased.
Austin Police Chief Brian Manley says investigators had developed a suspect based on evidence gathered